What it is, focus your homeboy Fur back again with another episode of the realest, most entertaining sports show in the game. Put it on something. Solo dolo for the promo today. But y'all already know how I get down. We still gonna handle business. You feel me? But before I get into it, y'all go ahead and do this. It costs you nothing to hit that button. It costs you absolutely nothing to hit that button. My data shows me like 75% of the folks that's enjoying the content not even subscribe. What are you doing? Go on over there and click that button and keep on watching. You feel me? Well, let's go ahead and get into it. Jackson State made waves this past week by adding former Vikings head coach Mike Zimmer to the staff as an analyst. Now, for some background on Mike Zimmer, because you know I'm a Packers fan. Y'all know real ones, y'all know I'm Packers through and through. So I had to deal with Mike Zimmer a lot up there in that NFC North. You feel me? And this man can coach. Okay. Y'all heard my quarterback Aaron Rodgers. He yelled out that I own you to the Bears. He ain't never say that about the Vikings. Now we pretty much own the division, but when we played the Vikings, you know what I'm talking about, we had to be ready to go. You know what I'm talking about. In his 8 years as head coach of the Minnesota Vikings, Zimmer had a 72-56 record. Okay, he went 11-5 in 2015, 13-3 in 2017, and that was mostly with his backup quarterback. Came into the year, I think Sam Bradford was supposed to be the starter, but he went down. You know, Sam Bradford he couldn't stay upright. But he went down, and then Case Keenum took over, and these boys went 13-3 that year. Okay, that was a hell of a coaching job, and won a playoff game. Y'all remember the dramatic ending to the Vikings Saints game, and it's the play that made Stephon Diggs famous. Y'all remember that? I know I'm down here in Mississippi, so I'm sorry to any of y'all Saints fans. You feel me? But that was a Mike Zimmer-led team to go 13-3 and win a playoff game with your backup quarterback in a league that's geared toward these stud quarterbacks, and everybody talking about you can't win without that guy quarterback. Man, had a hell of a season with basically a career backup in Case Keenum. All right, went 10-6 in 2019. So his teams in Minnesota, man, they never were just trash. Like if they had a bad season, they still were competitive. They were hovering around 500. Then they had some tremendous years. You feel me? But he has more years than just as a head coach. He was also a defensive coordinator for 14 years. All right, he was defensive coordinator in Dallas for 7 years. He had 1 year in Atlanta and 6 in Cincinnati. And so defense is under his leadership. And so that's whether he was the head coach or the defensive coordinator. So for 22 years, he was either head coach or defensive coordinator. All right. So defenses under his leadership had an average rank in terms of scoring defense. Okay. An average rank of 13.9. So 14. Okay. So, it's 32 teams in the league. So, they slightly above average. You know what I'm talking about? He's had 10 top 10 scoring defenses in those 22 years, and 5 of those were top 5 defenses, including the number 1 defense in 2017. Okay, so this man clearly hella experienced. Even before becoming a defensive coordinator, he was a position coach. I think that's the connection between him and Prime. I think he was Prime's DB coach in Dallas. You feel me? So you got the knowledge, you got the experience. It's a good hire. You know, the more eyes and ears and experience that you can get in those meeting rooms and get guys preparing for these games, preparing for these opponents. You want that. You want that. If this man can goddamn scheme up something to go goddamn try to compete with Aaron Rodgers, Shit, well, I would trust his opinion on scheming to go play against FAMU and play against Alabama A&M and play against Southern and Grambling, all these motherfuckers. I would trust his opinion. Okay. And that's what matters most, really, to my. But there's another thing too. There's another dynamic in play here when you make a hire like this. And it has to do with perception and prestige. Perception and prestige. Because those are two things that HBCU programs are trying to change. Okay? Trying to change the perception of the programs and increase the prestige of the program in the eyes of top recruits. Okay? It's kind of like the celebrity effect. And y'all know what I'm talking about. Go on Twitter, go on Instagram, go on Facebook, go on any of these places, and you see these celebrity accounts in the morning. They usually come with some kind of motivational quote. Okay. It could be from some of everybody. It might be a rapper that y'all ain't never heard in his rhyme saying no positive shit. But his Twitter account is trying to give you some game to get through your morning. Well, that's part of the game. They probably got some publicist or some kind of PR person that puts that shit out. Okay. But no matter what they say, that dick riding culture kick in. And because they got that check mark by their name, people just take that shit as gold and liking it and retweeting it in as gospel. You should do an experiment one day. Go copy and paste whatever that motherfucker said onto your account. Same exact thing, word for word. Fuck plagiarism in this case. Plagiarism is usually bad, but in this case, it's social experiment. Give it a try. So whatever they say, copy and paste it on your account. And you'll see that you ain't gonna get nowhere near the response they get. Why? Because they got that little check mark and you don't. Why am I saying this? Mike Zimmer ain't the only football man that knows how to analyze things, and Prime ain't the only cat that know football. Eddie George ain't the only cat that knows football. Hugh Jackson ain't the only cat that knows football. But these guys got that name record. You know what I'm saying? Like it was cats in the SWAC and the MEAC for that matter. Been putting it in for years, decades, some of them cats know football. But when it comes to changing that perception and increasing that prestige, you start getting motherfuckers with that name recognition. You start getting motherfuckers that got a resume that impresses people. Oh, I remember seeing him on TV. That does something to the perception of your institution, of your program. That makes these recruits start to say, oh, okay, look who they got over there. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no bombshell shit. It's the same thing that every business in America knows. It's the reason why businesses go out and hire famous people to hustle their brands. I think about Corona, for instance. It come to mind. They got Snoop Dogg in the commercials right now. You go watch Snoop Dogg on Drink Champ. Snoop Dogg let you know. It's a quote from Snoop Dogg. I don't drink that shit. He don't drink no goddamn Coronas. Snoop probably don't drink at all. Snoop goddamn be blowing. Y'all know what Snoop known for. Okay? Why Corona pay that man? Because they know that he's cool. He's embraced by the culture. Goddamn it, Snoop been in the game so long, he's crossed over and middle America embraced Snoop. So just because that guy is tied to their brand makes them look better. So aside from the 8 years experience as an NFL head coach, aside from the 14 years of experience as an NFL defensive coordinator, and having years of top 10 scoring defenses in the top league in the world, despite that, this hire, this addition to the staff also continues to help boost the perception and prestige of Jackson State University. You feel me? And that's extremely important. Now, one thing that I didn't like, but he's just telling the truth, he said the pay is not good. Now, that's a former NFL coach. I'm sure you making, he's making millions of dollars at that position, okay? So to come be an analyst at Jackson State, now the pay ain't gonna be good. But one day, man, I just want that shit to change. Where our head coaches even be like the pay ain't good. So we won't have like with the Coach Reed situation where LSU's head women's basketball coach was telling her, basically implying that you need to move on because they can't pay you. That's what she really get at. Like waiting on that day. No, fuck it, I ain't waiting on that day. I'm trying to make that day happen when we can change that too. So we're changing the perception and the prestige is increasing. And hopefully with that comes the profit. And hopefully with the enrollment at the school keeps going up. And hopefully we don't have a housing crisis. Tamika, we got motherfuckers that are graduating, they're going to get these bags. And so they dropping bags back off in the university like big time donation. We can say to these motherfuckers, hey, come on, cuz, we got you. We can pay you over here. We got you. You feel me? That day gonna come. That day gonna come. I believe in us. Okay, I believe in us. But other than that, dope hire, wealth of knowledge. You're gonna add something like that to a defense that was already nasty last year. I told you. Book it. We going undefeated. Put it on some. My kids wanted me to tell y'all to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me across all social media platforms, like the videos, and share them. Did I forget anything?
And turn on the post notifications.
Y'all heard them. And also, visit statementteesllc.com and shop with us. That's Statement Tees. Every t-shirt you wear
makes a statement.